Our guy finally gets into the Hall of Fame, and Tua meets with the media. One of them, I guess I'm going to talk about. What is up, Finn fans? Last night, if you went and saw the short, like I said, I'm doing shorts now. Zach Thomas finally got into the Hall of Fame. That man was over deserved. Some people are upset that Patrick Willis didn't get in yet. He's gonna, but Zach Thomas deserved. He deserved it last year. Now, I'm not saying he's a first ballot. You know, there was some like playoff wins. I know they take certain stipulations and certain things and put him there and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not saying he was a first ballot, but he definitely should have got in his second year of eligibility. You know, you look at him and Brian Urlacher, the only difference between him and Brian Urlacher is the playoff wins. And I think Brian Urlacher was the first ballot. But he's finally in, so all of this waiting and everything, it doesn't matter anymore because the man is in. He's going to Canton, which means some of us are going to Canton. I'm not going to Canton. I got all the stuff to pay for, a child, mortgage, all that stuff. It's either going to Miami next year or going to Canton. I'm going to Miami. I want to come hang out with you guys and watch Dolphins game together. But that got me thinking, who should be next? Who should be the next push that us Dolphin fans should be pushing for? And I think it's an easy one. I've had this man on the channel multiple times. And the fact that I can say I've had this man on the channel multiple times, the fact that I could say I've had constant contact with this guy shows how crazy it is that he's not in the Hall of Fame and the fact that I'm in constant contact with a future Hall of Famer. And that's Richmond Webb. That man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, the blindside blocker for Dan Marino, going up against Bruce Smith twice a year. Like, I'm going to have him on again, and just he abundantly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So that's the next push. We got to get Richmond in there. Richmond, we got to get you in the Hall. We got to get you in the Hall of Fame. So that's the next big push. We're so happy and so proud of Zach to finally get in there. Actually, let's watch what he had to say.
Hey, Zach, congratulations.
Hey, Al. Thank you, man.
Can you sort of take us through this day? What's your day been like today? I'm sure it's been pretty remarkable.
Oh, man. It's amazing. You know, I'm just a small town kid from West Texas, man. And for me to be here with all these greats, legends that I used to watch and even
Absolutely
play
deserves
with.
It.
It's just an honor, man. It's humbling. And I'm just so grateful for everybody that helped me along the way, because you're not self-made. But to look back when I was 8 years old and, you know, it would be a huge dream for me just to make it to the NFL, but to end up being a Hall of Famer is crazy, man. It's crazy when I think about it. I'm proud to represent all our defense. We had those great defenses when I played, and I owe it to all those guys. I guess somebody has to get the credit. You know, my D-line did all the work, and I'll take the credit. But I know I'm so grateful for those guys, the linebackers I played side by side. It was just a fun journey, and it's a humbling honor for me. But I'm just so grateful just to, you know, even get this far.
I know a lot of people have questions, but before I let you go and you move on, have you decided, I know it's sudden, but have you decided on a presenter yet?
Who would be your guess?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All day long. He's a guy that gave me a start rookie year from the get-go. He threw me in the mix from the get-go. I was there for special teams. Mike Westhoff helped out in getting me there, but Jimmy put trust in me before we even played a football game, man. Mm-hmm. We played preseason game. He's like, all right, you're going to be starting. And he told me, don't let me down. And I never wanted to let him down because of that start, because, man, I was a long shot, man. I never got the respect I felt like I needed, and that's my motivation. But, you know, for being my size most of the way, because I didn't fit the part. But it gives hope to those kids that don't fit the part, that are undersized. You know, you could end up a Hall of Famer one day if you just believe on yourself and bet on yourself. And I feel like That's what I did. But I'm lucky to have some badasses around me my whole career, man. It's crazy how grateful I am for that.
So, like you heard him say, Jimmy Johnson is going to be his inductee. Jimmy Johnson drafted Jason Taylor. Jimmy Johnson drafted Zach Thomas. Jimmy Johnson was a very vital part in that defense that we, like, again, I was born 87, started watching the Dolphins around 95, what I grew up watching, right? That defense with Zach Thomas, Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Jason Taylor, at one point Edouard Lagounier, Tim Bowens. Jimmy Johnson had a big part in that. And I don't know if you've seen this yet. It's a 37-second clip. It's Zach Thomas learning he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And if you haven't seen this clip yet, go grab yourself a box of tissues, and we're going to watch this because it's emotional.
Serious? Zach Thomas, welcome to Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2023.
The both of them. I just got chills.
I'm proud of you. Thank you, Coach.
Like, that man deserved it. Undersized, the amount of stuff he had to go through being an undersized middle linebacker. He's not that prototypical, Patrick Willis or Brian Urlacher or Ray Lewis, that 6 foot and above linebacker that you're not going to want to throw it over the middle because he's going to jump up and get it. He was a smaller linebacker. But man, if you decided that you wanted to hit the gap that Zach Thomas was going to hit, I could show you clips all day of him just knocking people out. He was a thumper. But yeah, that man finally into the Hall and just absolutely deserved it. And Richmond, you're next, man. You're next. So now we've transitioned from that over to Tua Tagovailoa. He goes out and he Super Bowl week, goes out and meets with a few. He met with Dan LeBatard, he met with Up and Adam, and he met with somebody else. I'm going to show you Up and Adam. I'm going to show you the other guy. I think his name is Rich. I'm not going to show you Dan LeBatard because the questions that they asked him, one of them was just disgusting. If you died on the field, would you have sued Mike McDaniel? Like, the questions they asked Tua, I'm not even giving the time of day. He was supposed to do Chris Sims and Florio's PFT, I think, or Pro Football Talk, and he canceled. I don't know why he canceled, but he canceled. So I'm just going to show you the Up and Adam clips, and I'm going to show you the other guy. Again, I think his name is Rich. But this is the beginning of the Up and Adam. Again, it's on FanDuel TV, the full thing, and I don't have that, so I just have these 2 clips to show and listen to.
Tua!
Dang.
Good to
What's
see
up,
you.
baby? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
It's been a long time since camera, talking to people.
We love it. We love seeing you. Congratulations on the season. Incredible.
Thank you.
I said before the season you're going to shut everybody up, and you did that. And now you're here.
Fun fact. Hold on. Real quick. I'll even show you my Twitter. Fun fact. This right here is the MVP votes. Patrick Mahomes won. Obviously, he got 50 votes. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Nick Bosa, Trevor Lawrence, Micah Parsons, A.J. Brown, Justin Fields. So A.J. Brown, Justin Fields, Tyreek Hill, Justin Herbert, Derrick Henry, Geno Smith all got 1 vote. So did Tua. So now all these people who have something to say and yada, yada, Tua this, Tua that, he got a vote for league MVP. So there you go.
Here to not shut up about everything you're doing with Subway. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I teamed up with Subway, and Subway's helping level up fans' Super Bowl experience at home through their new Subway series.
Okay, well, we love to hear that, and we love to hear that you are also doing some sort of trivia. Are you going to make Nate and I look bad right now?
No, not really.
We got nothing but love for you, Tua.
It shouldn't be that bad. Should be pretty easy. Okay. Maybe for you, maybe not for Nate. I'm not too sure.
Oh, wow. Woo!
Come on, man. I can read the defense. Tell me what I need to do,
Shots
baby.
fired. All right, they're leveling up the Super Bowl experience, and you've got some trivia for me. Let's go.
Correct. All right, so first question. How many rushing touchdowns did Tua Tagovailoa, did I have in 2021?
2021.
How many rushing touchdowns?
I'm going to say 6.
3.
I'm going to say 5.
Okay.
Oh, is it one of these numbers?
Sure.
Okay.
It's one of these numbers?
It is one of these
Well, you
numbers,
should have
actually.
led with that.
Is it the boss?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm
What do
going
you
with
mean you don't
8.
know? Am I
I'm going with
supposed
8
to?
rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
Oh, we're opening it up.
What is it?
Oh!
I mean, it's right.
What
I
do
don't know.
I do?
Try-
I don't
look
know
at
either. So I think I wanted
First of all, you don't have to laugh at me if I get
Okay,
it
why
wrong.
is it warm and it smells delicious? Subway.
It's 6.
I mean,
Subway.
Oh my gosh, I
my
can
God,
eat
this is
that.
kinda
That's
awkward.
amazing. Okay.
So here's the other clip.
I wanted to say congratulations. Nate, so I sat next to Nate for 6 years. One of my favorite things about him is that he was a dad of 3, the best dad. I was like, my gosh, if everybody could be a dad like Nate and love doing it. You have a new baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
is that?
Thank you.
Tell us.
It's the best thing. It's the best thing in the world. I know you can relate.
Changes your lens on how you see the world.
Changes your lens on everything.
Really does.
And I would say for me, most importantly, how you talk to people, how you treat people, you know, how you look at other kids too now.
Yeah, that was true.
Life through a different lens is life becomes enhanced, I would say.
That's so
That's the best
beautiful.
way to put it.
I have to ask you though, because of that, and then the health stuff, right? Several concussions.
Yep.
How do you look at that differently now, being a dad, removed from the season and like the craziness of it? Does it make you want to step back a little bit?
Well, no, I don't think it makes me want to, or it forces me to be afraid of wanting to come back and play. It definitely makes me want to do things to help myself, you know, by hopefully, you know, not being in those positions next year. So,
Get rid of the ball, man.
You know, we got like a plan set up, and I'll be doing judo on Fridays just so that I can kind of figure out, you know, like understanding my body and how to fall and
Wait, that's what judo does?
You're about to be more dangerous than ever, man.
Oh man, not trying to be a dangerous person in that way. Just trying to help
Understand
help
the
myself
body and movement. Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
If you don't know how judo works, judo a lot of times is about using somebody's momentum against them. So like if you go throw a punch, they're gonna, you know, move your arm away from them and kind of use your momentum away from you. So that's why a lot of times you see the flipping and the moving. So he's probably learning how to fall properly with judo. But yeah. And when he talks about having a kid and how different perspective on things, when I used to, before I had my daughter Josephine, and I'd watch the Dolphin games and I would get so mad, or even when I was live streaming before she was born, I get so mad. I go, you know, sign off of the live stream and I'd be tweeting. People will be attacking me because they're angry about the game, and I'll say something they disagree with and they'll come out and it would just bother me all day. Now, as soon as I'm like, all right, guys, I'll see you in the post game, I see my daughter, I forget about everything. I'm like, it ain't that important. It's football. So it does put a different perspective. But this is, I want to make sure I get his name because I kept saying I forgot his name. Kevin Clark. My apologies, Kevin, for not remembering your name. This is his interview with Kevin
How
Clark.
do you learn that? Well, you stay off of social media.
Advice for us all: stay off social media. Tua Tagovailoa, one of the breakout stars of last year, former Alabama star, Miami Dolphins star. What's going on, buddy?
So many people said he had such a bad year last year because of his 2.5 bad games. And people can say, oh, look at this, look at that. To me, the bad games, because the Steelers game and the Patriot game weren't bad games. They were just okay games. The bad games were the second half of the Packers, the 49ers, and the Chargers. 2.5 bad games out of the 12 that he played. 2.5 bad. He had a very good year.
What's up?
Not much. You're here with Subway. Excellent. Put it right there. Get a good shot of that. So you just had a child a few months ago.
Yeah.
Ace.
Ace.
How old is Ace now?
Yeah, Ace is about to be 6 months.
I think I've gotten too overconfident as a dad. Like, I think I might be like a goat dad. Yeah. So, like, I'm sure my kid's only a month old. So I'm kind of easing into it. What are you good at parenting?
I'm good at playing with him.
Okay.
And changing his diaper.
The diaper stuff's easier than I thought, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Thought it was going to be like a quagmire, a debacle, and it's easier than I thought.
Yeah, I think me.
If you're gonna have kids, like if you haven't had a kid yet, if you're in the process of having kids because your wife is pregnant, when my wife was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to change diapers, this, diapers that. It's the easiest thing on the face of the earth. And I've dealt with some crazy blowouts up the middle of the back. It's not that crazy.
Me and Anna been very blessed, very fortunate though to have like a kid that's like who's not like crying. Like he's such a freaking happy kid.
I keep telling people, like my baby, someone told me that I have what's called a trick baby, which is a baby that's so good that he makes you have a second baby. And then
Oh my
that's
gosh.
when the trouble starts because my baby is so
man.
good. And I think it sounds like yours is too. That we're just like, who said parenting was hard?
You just put on a show for them and they're good.
They're good. Put him a little swing, put a little cap.
Oh, he loves his jumper.
Oh my
We got
God.
like this jumper for him. Oh my goodness.
That's it. What's the hardest part of parenting?
I would say hardest part of parenting is like his sleep schedule with his naps. That's pretty hard. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
When he looks tired, let him sleep, and then it's like, well, you can't do that. He'll be up all night. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Babies, just take care of yourself, baby. Come on.
Well,
figure it out.
what do you think is your
the hardest
thing?
part? I mean, the sleep thing is crazy.
Yeah.
I'd say, like, even the responsibility, like, the weird thing about having a kid is that no one's really there to help you. Like, no one's there. They're like, oh, well, here's this thing. You have to keep it alive. Good luck. And I'm like, what? Hold on now. Is there like a book? And there are books, but they don't actually tell you anything.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what to tell you.
To each his own for their experience.
Jalen Hurts is being claimed by Alabama fans, even though he went to Oklahoma. Is that allowed? Should that be allowed? Is he a Sooner or is he a member of the Tide family?
Yeah. I think he is whatever he claims. If he wants to claim Alabama, he sure can. He's brought them to the national championship his freshman year. If he wants to claim Oklahoma, he sure can. He went through the whole playoff ringer with them. And so I think it's whatever he decides.
Tell me about that quarterback room. That's a lot of football knowledge, a lot of football talent.
Yeah. Crazy. A lot of work that we all had to put in to get to where we all are today. And for me with the criticism that he's dealt with as well in the NFL, very much deserving of this opportunity that he's getting right now.
Saban's defensive coach, but he teaches his guys so much about football. We had Bryce Young on the show a couple months ago. I told him that somebody told me something about kind of how to play DB's shoulders against them and their angles and stuff like that. And he started to tell the story. And then in the middle of the story, he was like, I can't finish the story. Like, because Coach Saban would get mad at him because he's an active player.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm sorry, I can't tell this whole story. So now that you're out of it, I'll ask you, what's the number one football thing that Nick Saban taught you that just changed your perspective on everything?
Understanding who Coach Saban was, as a defensive coach. For us, the practice would be a bad practice if we torched the defense. And it would be the best practice if the offense got torched. What we learned throughout that is that, like, we just got to compete. If we really wanted to spike his insulin, like, we'd just go all in and we destroy the defense.
He would get pissed at you for destroying the defense.
Well, he'd restart, like, hey, like, we're restarting this over until the defense kind of gets their,
So you knew if you torched the
right.
defense, it was actually going to be a rough day for you. That's
well,
funny.
for our offense.
Yeah, no,
yes.
I know. That's
but more
funny.
so the coaches, if you will. He went off at the coaches.
Coaching the coaches. Coaching the coaches.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel comes in.
Yeah.
Scheme-wise, what did he do to help you?
I think he implemented things that we were all good at. Skill set on offense. So with the receivers that we had, the O-line, what run schemes were best for them.
Sure.
With the runners that we had in the backfield. And then for me, like, my favorite concept of routes.
Can you give me an example of some of those concepts? No state secrets, but just sort of easy things that where he made your life easier with some of the concepts and routes.
For instance, like RPO plays, and then like just normal pure progression plays where we're looking right and reading it across the board, right to left.
Are you feeling okay?
But Tua doesn't go through his progressions. And Tua had a defensive-minded coach for his first 3 years in the NFL. And for his college years, but Tua can't read a defense. You see the problem there? You see the problem there? And then a lot of people want to come out and say, well, Tua is only successful because of the system he was put in and because of the weapons. Isn't that what you want to do with every quarterback? Don't you want to draft a quarterback and then put him in a system that helps him, like Joe Burrow, like Justin Herbert, and then get him weapons like Jamar Chase? Like, isn't that what you want to do with these quarterbacks? I'm just confused by the criticisms for Tua when he does well. That's because...
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel great.
Totally getting me ready for off season.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yep.
Extremely happy to hear that. Last thing is Tua on Twitter. You've been asked about it a million times.
Who?
Tua on. When you come in and it seems like the conversation's about everything but football for you, and there's so many weird Twitter posts or media posts where it's like this person said this or whatever. How do you process that as a young quarterback? Because everybody takes huge leaps in their career. It felt like there were so many judgments before you even you're in your, it seems like your third game, people are saying, oh, you should have done this, whatever. How'd you process that?
I think it's uncharted territory when you're a young player coming into the league, and you're told all of these things when in college you were the superstar.
Right.
I've been able to really just learn how to drain that noise out and just focus on the things that I can control.
How did you learn that? Because that's easier said than done.
Of course it is. How do you learn that? Well, you stay off of social media.
Advice for us all. Stay off social media. We have a Subway game here. You here with Subway?
Yeah, so I'm here with Subway.
Is it the same question as
Subway
before?
is helping fans level up their Super Bowl experience with the new Subway series. Here I am about to ask you a question. Okay. So how many sacks in the playoffs did J.J. Watt have in his career?
I'm going to guess 10.
10?
Yes.
All right, let's do that again.
Is it not 10?
I don't know. I'm just giving you another shot at
This is just I can't do it again. I can't do it again with the awkwardness of that whole situation. I just can't do it. But that's Tua. Again, he answered some of the questions that I was looking forward to, especially schemes and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he'll do more. He'll probably go on the fish tank and all that stuff and do more interviews, and I will talk and react to more interviews. But I wanted to get you guys some of the clips of him meeting with the media. Again, Dan Le Batard, when they asked him, are you going to, if you died on the field, would you sue Mike McDaniel? I'm just like, especially with Damar Hamlin's situation, everything was just real classless. So I'm just not going to touch Dan Le Batard. And you can go check out the clips and you can go watch it on your own. But with all the stuff that happened with Lamar Hamlin, I'm not gonna show that nor talk about that. It's just classless. But that's what I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not going to be live streaming the Super Bowl. I'm going to spend time with my family. I will start live streaming, though. I'm going to pick a specific day during the week, maybe Friday nights or something, where I'm going to live stream for an hour and a half. Being that football, we're not going to be live streaming football games. I do want to get you guys and interact with you guys more. So I think once a week I'm going to live stream. So probably starting next week, next Friday. I'm thinking 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to live stream for about an hour. We'll hang out, chat, all that good stuff. But that's what I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're so close to 40K. Like, you have no idea. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. Your fins up.